have Pragti. She was a student in J8. So there's one thing I have to say about Pragti. I would say that she's very detail-oriented and very independent. So towards the end of her building her website, it was kind of clean towards the end. So she wanted to add like some more font and create the background and just make it more visually appealing. So one thing that she did was she tried and changed all the font and made it as appealing as possible. And some of the features on our website, instead of trying to like leech off other sources, she first did that to make sure everything was working, and then she was able to create some of the features by herself. And you guys will be seeing that right now. So without further ado, here's Pragti and her book detector.
Hi, my name is Pragti. I go to Monte Vista High School, and this is my project. I originally started with the smart classes, but when making modifications, I realized that it would be easier for people to interface with my project using a website and their own device's camera instead of using a Raspberry Pi and an RPi camera. So I chose to make a book detector / identifier because I'm an avid book reader, and I think it's just really convenient to have all of these features all in one website. So what does this do? It allows users to take a picture of a book, and then it will provide all the details and recommendations based on that. So I'll quickly demonstrate that. I'm going to be using this book. The title is Mockingjay, and the author is Suzanne Collins, and it's part of the Hunger Games series. So I'll just quickly take a picture of that. So what's happening is that this picture is being sent to a Gemini API. And Gemini uses the context of the book cover to detect the title and the author. Meaning that even if the title is blurred or cut off, Gemini will be able to fill that in. So it prints out the title and the author just to make sure that it's the right book. And then it takes that title and author output from Gemini and sends it to a Google Books API, where it finds the top 15 books for that matching that title and author. Now, I added this feature for the user to be able to choose a book because when I was testing my website, the first book that popped up wasn't always the book that the user wanted. So this function allows users to fix that problem by themselves. But in the future, I would like to fix that function, obviously. Then the second option that users face is choose an action. So the first action that shows up is show details, which shows all the details about the book, such as the publisher, the description, and the list price. This is provided by Google Books API. Now, one thing that is a problem is the list price, because when Google Books doesn't have the book for sale, it doesn't have the price. So to fix that problem, in the future, I hope to implement a price feature that will have all stores' prices for that book, so users can find the best price. My second feature is my other recommendations feature. So this is using my own algorithm that basically compares the themes of the books. So whichever have the most matching themes will be in the top 5, and that will be shown on the screen. Now, I'm using the Goodreads database, which is pretty old, and so new books won't show up. So to fix that, so when someone takes a picture of a newer book and it doesn't show up in the database and it says no recommendations found, Gemini takes over and finds those 5 books instead. My third feature is using Gemini once again, and it shows the books in the series. So since Mockingjay is part of the series, it will say how many books are in the series and what the books are in the series. So throughout this process of making this website, I have faced many challenges. One of them being finding APIs that do the features that I want. And also finding other APIs and finding ways to fix stuff. Like some APIs are retired now. Like the Goodreads API is retired. And Goodreads, if you guys don't know, is a website that has a lot of information about books that would have helped me make a lot of features on this website just using one API instead of having to connect multiple. So that was one hardship I faced. And to further enhance this website, I want to make it more accurate. So if someone was to take a picture, it would always provide the right data learned so many things, and one of them being that I don't hate coding as much as I thought I would. So I might actually want to pursue software engineering in the future. And this is my project. Thank you. Sorry, one more thing. If you guys want to test my website for yourselves, you can scan the QR code as well. Just keep in mind, it may not work for all books because I'm still developing it, and if a lot of users on it, if I haven't tested it with a lot of users, but it may crash or it might be laggy, so I want to fix that as well in the future, make it like so everyone can use it, make it more permanent. So, thank you. Sorry. Any questions?
What is API? You mentioned API. What is them?
Oh, an API allows you to connect with multiple software. So it's what allows me to use Gemini from my website. And an API key basically allows you to access that API.
Did you try any other LLM solutions with Gemini?
I did not use anything else other than Gemini when I was looking for like actual like models that exist. But I was using OCR before, and I was trying to code that, but it wasn't working because I didn't mess with the filters. And then I also switched to another API that did OCR for me, but it wasn't as accurate, so that's why I finally ended up at Gemini. Also, it's free, so that's why I just used that. Are there any other questions?
Are you gonna keep building it out?
Yes, I want to
Awesome.
continue.
I'll use it.
Your site looked really, really cool. I guess, how did you do that?
Well, of course, it's a lot of research because I don't know HTML, and the service that I use doesn't provide that. So I had to use a mixture of CSS files and HTML to make the background, and also it was just like a lot of contributions for it to.
When you saw like the book recommendations that came up, would you say that they were like, how would you evaluate the recommendations? Would you say like good, bad, or okay?
If I had tested a lot more books with my algorithm, I don't think they would be that accurate because I'm not using a good like way to do it. It's only just checking the intersection. But for what I've done so far, the recommendations have been good.
So did you say you built your own recommendation algorithm?
Yeah.
Did you not look at any calls?
I am using Gemini as a backup because the database doesn't have all of them. But so far, the first thing it checks is my own algorithm.
Good job.
If you open the book and then scan, will it detect the title of the book?
I believe so. I haven't checked that, but I checked the spine, I checked my phone, so I think it just needs to have the title and the author shown. I don't know if you open to a random page and check it if it will work, but I will check that. Yeah.
So in some cases, if the image doesn't work, do you have plans in future for the image, say ISN code or barcode or something like that? Which normally they would use and they check our books.
I never thought of using the barcode, but I will implement that now that you gave me that idea. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much.